Hey everybody, this is Kim Danke, the Shibboleth new member, fast track instructor. Welcome to the Sunday night webinar. This is the Mac Daddy webinar. This is the Shibboleth lifestyle overview. So I'm so thankful that you're here with me. This is the webinar that starts the 7-part series. So tonight is night 1 and then it runs through Saturday night. So if you are in Facebook, please say hello, give us a few likes, let me know that you are here. If you're in the Zoom room, please find your chat button, whether you're on your phone or on your computer, find where your chat button is, and then click where it says all panelists. Thank you for those hearts and likes on Facebook. Thank you. Click where it says all panelists and then choose the option for all panelists and attendees. I give us until 3 minutes after the class start time to say hello. So if you are here with me, please say hello. Let me know if you are brand new to Shibboleth or if you are here for a refresh. If you're brand new, I would love to know where you're from and who told you about Shibboleth. Hey, Michelle on Facebook, I see you over there. Happy Independence Day and 4th of July to you as well. Hey, Beth, glad you're here. Let's see, who is in the Zoom room with us today? All right. Good. Elise. Hey, Elise. I'm glad you're here. Yes, I know you. Hello. I'm glad you're here, Elise. Thank you for saying hello in the Zoom chat. So if you are watching this on Facebook and you are not a Shibboleth member, I want to let you know that you can get a Shibboleth membership. It is only $69 right now. It is a limited time offer. It is for a lifetime membership and you never have to renew or anything like that. So it is a great value. And you would just go to www.shibbolethdeals.com. Shibbolethdeals.com. And Michelle, if you're on there, would you type that for me, Shibbolethdeals.com? Michelle is a very important person to me, and she is a big helper. So if she's still hanging out there, I know she'll type that in for me. But Shibbolethdeals.com. And if somebody told you about Shibboleth, please type in their name when it says, how did you hear about Shibboleth? All right. Manette, hey there. I just started today. Lanice Allen shared the lifestyle. Congratulations. Thank you for starting today and being here tonight. That is fabulous. I love that. That's awesome. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to share a PowerPoint with you tonight just to kind of use that to guide us through learning the lifestyle. And please know that you will have access to this later. This is, if you're going to do anything tonight, what I would suggest that you do is to take notes. I think that is more important than like screenshotting this and all of that, because you're going to have access to this later. It is right under the video of this one, and it'll be there available for you. But if you are going to do anything, please take notes, because it is important for you to write down what it is that you need to start doing every single day to live this lifestyle. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. So it is a lifestyle. It's not a diet. I'm so very, very thankful for that. The first 3 letters in the word diet spell die. Okay. If you can't, you shouldn't start something that you can't stick with forever. And a lifestyle is something that you can stick with forever. So we're going to simply go over what's the basics of Shibboleth. And the basics are this. We have 2 modes in Shibboleth. You either have weight loss mode or maintenance mode. It's just 2 modes, weight loss or maintenance. And the reason I teach you the basics like I do is because I want you to know the language that we speak, because when you are learning something new, you need to know the language. You need to understand the words that we use and the things that we type and we say and we write, and you need to understand what everything is on the website. And so if somebody takes the time, like this webinar tonight, to teach it to you, and you take the time to listen to it, then you're going to know. If somebody doesn't and they're just trying to skim the information, but they don't take the time to fully take it in and internalize it, then they just don't know as well. So I'm glad that you're here with me. It does make a difference. If you are not here live, this is recorded and you can watch it later. So weight loss and maintenance are the two modes that we have. There are two types of days. Two types of days. You either have a perfect day or a holiday. A perfect day is a day where we're meeting every component of what we call the Shibboleth shield. And a holiday is simply a day where you are not meeting some component of the Shibboleth shield. It is that simple. Awesome. Thank you, Michelle. So how many holidays? Now, let me explain a holiday. You may have heard the word cheat day. Well, we don't call them cheat days because we're not cheating on anything. Cheating has a negative connotation to it. So we don't cheat. We have a holiday, okay? A holiday is much more a positive way to think about food rather than cheating. So how many holidays are allowed? When you are in weight loss mode, you can use up to 6 holidays in a calendar month. Once you get to maintenance mode, you can use up to 12 holidays in a calendar month. And you might be thinking, that's almost half the month. How would I be able to do whatever I wanted to do 12 days out of the month and be able to maintain my weight loss? Well, the trick is to have the other 18 or 19 days be truly perfect days, not running into okay days, because okay day is a holiday. If it's not truly what we call a perfect day, it's just an okay day, and that's really a holiday. So that's the trick. It's keeping the other 18 to 19 days truly perfect. Now, the reason I like to say up to 6 holidays is you don't have to even take these holidays. They're just there if you need them, okay, or want them, or have something special to do. And if you can start looking at this already, see where it says calendar month? I like to go ahead and start explaining this as a management system. Shibboleth is basically a management system. And you know what? I like to manage things well. And I didn't know all of the guidelines to this management. It's like, you know how if you bought a franchise, let's say you bought a Chick-fil-A franchise. Well, I think they don't, I don't know if they buy them, but anyway, let's say that you bought a franchise. The franchise is an established and successful business that you've purchased, and they are going to have ways for you to work your business so that you're successful in that business. Just imagine you've just bought yourself a little Shibboleth franchise for your own personal body. This is the established way that you are going to have the success that you want in the Shibboleth lifestyle. So anything that I talk about in the fast track week, I'm never going to mention more than 6 holidays because that's what we use in weight loss mode. Okay. But I want you to know that this is available to you once you get into maintenance mode. Weight loss mode and maintenance mode are two different types of Shibboleth nutritional situations, not Shibboleth nutritional situations, but they are two different types of nutritional situations. One of them, we are working hard to access and burn off stored energy so that we can get healthy. Maintenance mode, you really don't have all that stored energy to work on and get off. So we have a little bit more freedom there. So how do I have a perfect day? You simply follow the Shibboleth shield. So once you've followed the Shibboleth shield for 2 days, on your 3rd day, your body gets into what we call EFB, efficient fat burning. And I just like to say EFB, baby, because it is exciting and fun to be in EFB. In EFB, you are efficiently burning fat. Well, do you know what fat is? Stored energy. That is all fat is. All fat is stored energy. And we need to figure out how to access that stored energy for the energy that we need every day and let that stuff just burn right off our body. That's right, Patty Bass. EFB, baby. Burn, baby, burn. I love that. Thank you, Michelle. Michelle's over there giving y'all the shortened version over there on Facebook. Thank you, thank you, thank you to both Patty and Michelle. I appreciate y'all so very, very much. So you have a perfect day by doing 5 things. each and every day. Do you know what? I've started calling these my 5 daily disciplines. These are the daily disciplines that I needed to have in my life. And there are times in my life where I had tried to incorporate these things, but it was never consistently and it was never all at one time. So what Travis has done, Travis is our founder, by the way, he has put this all together in a way that if we do all of them, it's going to work. So I call these my 5 daily disciplines. Now, I'm also an educator. I have a master's degree in education from the University of Alabama at Birmingham. I have been both a school teacher and a principal. And so sometimes I do a little bit of education talk. These are the standards. We're going to show you the standards. We're going to tell you how much water. We're going to tell you how often you have to journal. We're going to tell you about combinations and portion control and timing. We're going to give you the standards for that. But then when those teachers go into those classrooms and you go into your day, you have daily objectives. The teachers are trying to meet those daily objectives for their lesson plans, and you are trying to meet these daily objectives for your day so that you create results. This is a results driven program, and we want to help you create those results. So our 5 components to the shield are water, journal, combinations, portions, and timing. Component number 1 of the shield is water. You need to drink at least half a gallon up to a gallon of water each day. Now, you could go over a gallon if you want to, and some people do, but there's no real reason to. But at least a minimum of half a gallon is your minimum. The more water that you drink, the more mentally and physically satisfied you are. So shooting for that gallon is always a good aim. This would be 64 ounces up to 128 ounces. It's simply 4 of these regular sized water bottles would be your minimum. And I'm kind of a stickler, y'all. So this is what I laugh and tell people. If you have had 63 ounces of water and you're realizing, oh my goodness, I only got 63 ounces of water in, when you go to the bed at night, you go by the sink and just get another ounce in, okay? I like for us to not slip and slide with the rules, okay? Let's just meet them, because when you meet them, you're being honest with yourself, and that's the most important thing. But if you drink 4 of these all the way down, you'll have your 64 ounces. Now, I'm giving you the basic guidelines of what you need to start doing tomorrow to start living this lifestyle. But over the journey that you have with Shibboleth, you're going to learn even more about water. You're going to learn more about the why we do these certain things. But it's not really necessary in the beginning for you to understand absolutely every why we do these things. But what is important to know is, what do you do every day? So the things that I'm sharing with you tonight are very concrete things. You get your water in. You can take action on that, and you can measure that. You'll know whether or not you met this component at the end of tomorrow night, at the end of the day. But a dehydrated body will not efficiently give up fat or waste, and we need both of those things to be moving out of our body on a regular basis. So we're going to get our water in. Component number 2 of the shield is to journal daily. We've got to write down what we eat. Couple of reasons. One, if we don't write down what we eat, honestly, we forget. I mean, we really do forget. And if you write down what you eat, we can help you. You are now a citizen of planet Shibboleth, and there are no idle bites on planet Shibboleth. If you bite it, you write it. If you nibble it, you scribble it. If you drink it, you ink it. And if you hog it, you log it. Okay. We're going to write down everything that we eat. This is huge in the area of behavior modification. And if you're like me, when I found Shibboleth, I was 49 years old. I had 49 years of habits to change. And how are we going to change those habits? Stay focused on them. And writing things down helps us stay focused on them. So we're going to write down what we eat. Component number 3 of the shield is combinations. We're going to eat properly combined meals. We're going to eat in a way that controls insulin. aka the fat bus. Properly combined meals keep away the fat bus. Now, this one is kind of a biggie, all right? And in fact, I'm going to go over one slide tonight, but tomorrow night's 1 hour webinar is on this component, this topic, because it's pretty easy to know you get your water in. It's pretty easy to know, write down what you eat, and it's pretty easy to know what I teach you in the next slide about portions. And then I'm going to tell you how much food not to go over in a day. I'll tell you kind of the range that you can have. But this one is the one that we need to start picking out your favorites this week. What are your favorite lean proteins? What are your favorite fibrous carbs and so forth? And that's what this whole week in our fast track is about, helping you do that. But I'm going to teach you a little bit about this tonight, but make sure that you come back tomorrow night, because tomorrow night's webinar is 1 hour on this topic. And this is one of the secrets of Shibboleth. See, I got on this shirt that says Shibboleth, and right underneath it says it's a secret. This is one of the secrets, y'all, eating in a way that controls insulin. Component number 4 of the shield is portions. We're going to eat properly portioned meals from a 6 to 8 inch plate using the 2-hand rule. Now, even if you don't have a 6 to 8 inch plate, it really doesn't matter what size the plate. You don't want to eat more than what fits underneath your 2 hands. And let me show you how you're going to do that. You close your fingers up. You move your thumbs out of the way. You don't want to be able to see your thumbs. You put your fingers, your hands together as close as possible. And then you simply lower your hands down over your food. And then you're going to look and you're going to say, can I see my food or not? You do not want to see your food sticking out from underneath your hands. Okay. Our stomachs are really not even any bigger than that. And you don't want it to be any thicker than the thickest part of your hand. So you're not going to pile up your Thanksgiving plate and then say, I can't see my food. Okay, so nothing like that. We're going to put our hands down over our food and we're going to measure. This really works out nice because some people's hands are bigger than others. And typically this is a taller person whose hands are bigger and they would need a little bit more food. So that works out. Okay. So the 2-hand rule is what we're going to use. And if you're using an 8-inch plate, we're not talking the 2-inch rim around the edge. It's really kind of like that 6-inch portion right there in the center. Portion control is very, very important because in order to get the results that you want, you've got to be in a calorie deficit on a daily and weekly basis and control insulin. So that is why we have portions and controlling insulin. A lot of diets or so-called lifestyles will teach you that you need to control the portion part. But see, most people don't really want to control the portion. I think everybody tries to see how much they can get, and that doesn't always work. We've got to have a standard around this, and the standard around this is no more than what fits underneath your 2 hands, and no thicker than the thickest part of your hand. So when you go about your day, your daily objective at breakfast is going to have no more than what fits under your hands and no thicker than your hand. Then the daily objective is lunch, same thing. So you can see what I'm saying. So you now know the standard and you just want to stick by it. If you think about the Bible is the standards for living life. Well, I was trying to live life according to the Bible, but I needed some standards for eating, and that's basically what Shibboleth gave me. And for those of you that don't know me, I did lose 50 pounds in about 5 months back in 2019, and coming up in August, I will have maintained that weight loss now for 2 years. So it's very exciting. Now, we've been over water, journal, combinations, and portions. We've been over 4 of the 5 components. Those are the 4 that you have to meet in order to say that you've had a perfect day. All right. There's a 5th component, though. It's called timing. And this one is very important. It's just one that if you don't get it quite right, it's still not going to throw you out of having a perfect day. It won't throw you out of that. Now, this is what I like to teach on this one. I like to teach you good, better, and best on this one right here. So it's best to have up to, you don't have to even have 3, but you could have up to 3 meals a day, 4 to 6 hours apart. 4 to 6 hours apart. That's best. Okay. But if you have a moment of what Travis calls mental weakness, because we are not going to starve to death, I promise we are not. Even if our stomach is pitching a fit, or if our taste buds are pitching a fit, or if our mind is pitching a fit, we would still not starve to death. Um, it might be hard and it might be a battle for a moment, but we were not going to starve. But if you have that moment, then you can utilize something that we call a freebie, an extra, or a snack. All right. So freebies, extras, and snacks. And we're going to learn more about those in lap 4, I think. Lap 4, I think. Anyway, no, it might be lap 5 on Thursday night. We're going to learn more about those on Thursday night. Now, you can move ahead in the laps if you want to. That's totally fine, but we'll be specifically going over them on Thursday night. And you can even look in the food library at them. You can look early. It's totally fine. Keep in mind, though, that we need to stop grazing. So I have another little teaching tool right here, and this is a cow. A cow has a stomach that has 4 chambers in it. He was designed for grazing. Our stomach does not have 4 chambers. We were not designed for grazing, but that's one of the habits that we've gotten into, and that's one of the habits that we want to correct. I'm assuming that you are here because you want to correct habits. And so this is the one that we need to start working on big time. So we do want to stop grazing, but keep this in mind. In the beginning, we try to meet people where they are at the moment that they start the lifestyle. All right. So if you have breakfast and then you just really need something, use possibly an extra. And then let's say you have lunch and then you just really, really need something. You have a snack and then you have dinner and then you need something at night. You have a freebie. Okay. Now I say need, but it really, you really don't, but I'm trying to meet people where they are. So you take that however it is. You might not need it. But let me just tell you this. When Travis said, if you have mental weakness, then you can utilize one of these other things. I said, oh, I'm not mentally weak. I'm not going to have them. And so my first 3 months, I did not have any freebies, extras, or snacks at all, except on July 4th of 2019, because I thought, well, I can have a holiday today. And I decided not to have a holiday. I had 3 perfect meals. I added in an extra and a snack, and it felt like I was having a holiday, but I wasn't. So that was kind of a fun little thing to do. But if you think about that, you have breakfast and then an extra, you have lunch and then a snack, then you have dinner and you have freebies at night. Honestly, that looks like grazing. But as long as everything was portion controlled and it was eaten in a way that controls insulin, and it was what we use the word approved, meaning it's in the food library. If it was an approved item that you used as a freebie, it was an approved item you used as an extra, it was an approved item you used as a snack, that would still be a good Shibboleth perfect day. But let's say that you have 3 meals and then you just have a freebie at night. That would be an even better Shibboleth perfect day. But then if you have just up to the 3 meals, that would be one of the best Shibboleth perfect days. So there's a little bit of give and take in here. The only way that so what I'm saying is if you somehow don't go 4 to 6 hours between meals, let's say that you eat breakfast at 9 and then you eat lunch at noon and then you eat dinner at 6. Well, that was 3 hours between the first one and 6 hours between the second one. And this little slide says 4 to 6 hours. That's still not going to throw you out of having a perfect day as long as the food that you ate was properly combined and properly portioned. Okay, does that make sense to everybody? Y'all give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. So this one is not going to throw you out of having a perfect day if you don't meet that timing part of it. But keep in mind that, oops, where was I going with that? I lost my train of thought. Hmm. Oh, so what you don't want to do is if you go and you have two extras, that would be outside of the boundaries of meeting this component. Okay. So this component doesn't have to be met exactly because there's some wiggle room in here. But if you go over that, then it would not be meeting that. Basically, if you go over that, it would also be going over your portions rule from component number 4. So that's how that would throw you out of this. Or if you had 2 snacks, that would not meet that qualification, and it'd be a holiday. All right. So how do you put together a properly combined meal? Learn the 7 categories of food and what foods are in each category, and then combine according to the chart. All right. So there are 7 categories of food. All whole foods and some packaged and boxed foods have made their way into these categories based on how they respond in your body. And so they have a nutritional profile. So that's one of the things that the team looked at. And then how do they respond in your body? So you need to learn the 7 categories of food. And then this week, we want to start figuring out the foods that you like that go into these categories. Hey, Tabitha, I'm glad you're here. That's awesome. Glad you're here. We have category 1, lean protein. You might see the abbreviation LP. Category 2 is a fibrous carb, or FC. Category 3, energy carbs, or EC. Category 4 is protein plus fat, or PF. Category 5 is fruit, also known as antioxidant carb. Category 6 is superfood, or SF. And category 7 is shellfish, SHF, which is really just a lean protein. So if you think about it, category 1 and category 7, yay, Teresa, I'm glad you're here, are the bookends of the categories. Like you've got this bookend and this bookend all holding them together. These are both lean proteins. Excuse me. Shellfish actually used to be in category 1, but due to medical reasons and biblical reasons, some people don't want to eat shellfish. So Travis just pulled it off and put it in its own category. So category 1 and category 7 are lean proteins. So if you eat shellfish, let's say that somebody says, oh, you're going to need to eat a lean protein with that. If you eat shellfish, you can pull from category 1 or category 7. You can pull from the regular lean protein category or the shellfish lean protein category. So let me kind of give you an example of the things that fall into these categories. If you're taking notes, I hope that you have written at the top of your paper 1 through 7, at least have written 1 through 7, because I'm going to give some little details in a minute and tell you to do some things with those numbers if you have time to take notes. Lean protein, this is where you're going to find egg whites, chicken, all fish. And I'm just going to give 3 examples for each one of these. Tomorrow night, we're going to read longer lists, and you even have longer lists in your new member food library. In the fibrous carb category, you've got green beans, broccoli, and over 60 approved bread or bread type items, which usually excite people because most people don't really want to give up bread for the rest of their life. Now, we learn to use it the right ones, and we learn to use it appropriately, but you don't have to completely give it up. Energy carbs, corn, potatoes, carrots, protein plus fat. This is where whole eggs are, all cuts of steak, and chicken wings. Fruit, all fruit is in fruit. Now, the reason that I wrote antioxidant carb out here, or AC, is every once in a while on some documents that I see in our website, I'll see AC listed instead of fruit, or FR for fruit. And I just wanted you to know that it's the exact same thing. Antioxidants are in fruit. Antioxidants go around and pick up free radicals. And oh, I forgot to say this earlier. This is a good time to say this. when I mentioned earlier that there's two modes, weight loss mode or maintenance mode, there's really just three differences between the two modes. One is simply how many holidays that you can have in a calendar month. Two is how you eat fruit. I'm going to describe that right now. And three is your mindset. You might be starting off thinking diet, but by the time you get to maintenance, we need you to understand that this is not a diet, this is a lifestyle, and we need to stick with it. But fruit, when you are in weight loss mode, fruit must be eaten with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. But once you get to maintenance, fruit can also be eaten as a snack. If you're still going to eat it with a meal, I would combine it properly, but you can also have it as a snack as well once you hit maintenance mode. So all fruit is in fruit. Category 6 superfood, this is where you're going to find nut butters, nuts, seeds, avocados, most darker colored beans, and shellfish. This is the way I like to say this. See, all fish is in category 1 lean protein, but all the other critters that live in water, whether or not they have a shell, go in category 7 shellfish. Squid doesn't have a shell if you eat squid. Octopus doesn't have a shell if you eat octopus. It would just go in shellfish. So I just like to make sure I at least explain that. Okay, so there are 5 of these categories that you do not even have to combine at all because they by themselves don't bring an insulin release. All right. And we eat in a way that controls insulin. So if you have written numbers 1 through 7 at the top of your paper, I want you to circle these 5. Number 1, lean protein. Number 2, fibrous carbs. Number 4, protein plus fat. Number 6, superfood, and number 7, shellfish. So I hope that you circled number 1, number 2, number 4, number 6, and number 7. They don't even have to be combined at all. You could eat that by itself and still have a perfect meal. So we skipped number 3, which is energy carbs, also known as complex carbs. I need to add that right there. Also known as complex carbs. And we skipped number 5, fruit. Now, energy carbs, no matter what mode you're in, weight loss mode or maintenance mode, energy carbs must always be combined properly to have a perfect day. But once you get to maintenance, that fruit, you can have a serving of fruit as a snack as well if you'd like to, okay? So let's talk about energy carbs. What I want you to do is learn the energy carbs that you like, and then you just need to train yourself. Ding, ding, ding. I want some carrots. Ding, ding, ding. Carrots come in they come in category 3 energy carb. I must combine them properly. They must be eaten with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. So let me give you a little example of a meal. I'm going to use the 2 hands as my measuring tools just so you can start to get a visual of how things might lay out on your plate, okay? So let's say you want to have some carrots. It's going to be about 1/4 of a cup. Now, personally, I've never measured it out, but that gives you a good visual of how much it shouldn't go over, really. Okay, it shouldn't really go over that because if you go over that, it's not going to fit underneath your hands anymore. Sorry, my little hairs are itching my nose. So your carrots will go about right there. The carrots are, so I'm teaching you the science right now. The carrots are going to elevate your blood sugar. Your pancreas is going to secrete insulin. So once that happens, we have to remember, we eat in a way that controls that insulin. Okay, I need to eat that with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. So let's just say we put a 96% lean ground beef hamburger patty right here and some green beans right here. Okay, so we have our plate, we got it measured, it's a proper combination, and that is the way that's going to control insulin. So let's do the science. The carrots are going to elevate your blood sugar. Your pancreas is going to secrete insulin. The 96% lean ground beef hamburger patty, the protein that's in it and the fiber that's in the green beans are going to help neutralize the insulin that came out because of the carrots. Hallelujah. You just learned the secret. You just learned the secret. Okay. Now, what you have basically done is you have used food as medicine. You have used food to control the insulin within the eating of that meal. That's good. Now, think about this too. At a quarter of a cup of carrots, you didn't overeat carrots, right? But if you go down to Ray's on the River in Atlanta and you pick out their 1 pound potato, there is no really helping that out. Okay, that's a holiday. There's really no helping out a 1 pound potato. But if you eat reasonably portioned meals in a way that is that we control insulin, then you're doing good. That's what we're going to do, and we're going to get great results. Okay, so let's say this fruit. Let's say that you just want to have some berries one morning. Maybe you have a half a cup of berries, and then you have an egg white spinach omelet. An egg white spinach omelet, your egg whites are your lean protein, your spinach is your fibrous carb, and your fruit is going to bring the insulin release. So let's just talk berries. The berries are going to elevate your blood sugar. Now, they're least likely, they're going to bring the least blood sugar elevation, okay, but we just treat all fruit the same. But berries are one of the better ones to use. And the reason fruit, we have to be careful with it, it still has fructose in it, which is a natural sugar. And no matter the man-made sugar, the natural sugar, it all still elevates our blood sugar. Our pancreas still secretes insulin to deal with it. But fruit does have good qualities to it. We just have to treat fruit differently. Awesome, Tabitha. Good. We have to treat fruit differently while we're in weight loss mode because it will help you get the best results. Okay, so if you want to have some berries and you have that egg white spinach omelet, I know it would look like an omelet, but the protein in the egg whites and the fiber in the spinach are going to neutralize the insulin release that came out because of the berries. Okay, or whatever fruit it was that you chose. I just chose berries for you because in this example because I know they're the best. Okay, so if you want to have an energy carb or fruit, you must eat it with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. So that's just one of the basic guidelines. Now, let's talk about this protein plus fat. The protein plus fat is a great protein, and there's nothing wrong with this fat either. This fat that comes from a steak or, chicken wings or dark meat chicken or something like that, it's a natural fat. Our body actually needs fats for certain functions. So it would just use that up as energy, and it would dissipate as heat as long as what we've eaten is portion controlled. Okay. So we have our protein plus fat. So you can eat protein plus fat by itself. Now that still means you would just put underneath one hand. You wouldn't put it under two hands. Okay. That would give you too much fat, but you could put it under one hand and you could eat just that. That would be okay. See right there over here in this yellow column, see where that says 4? That means category 4 protein plus fat. That just shows you can eat that by itself. But remember, it just goes under your portion, your protein hand. Okay, so if we want to eat this by ourselves, we can. That's great news for me because I like scrambled eggs. I just get up, make myself some scrambled eggs, and that's that. And so I'm done. 2 eggs is plenty. Guys can go up to 3 eggs. But let's talk about what we're not going to eat with the protein plus fat. We're not going to eat anything that brings an insulin release with the protein plus fat. Here's why. Insulin is called the fat bus. Insulin is a growth hormone. It is a growth hormone that is focused on fat storage. So if you have insulin out in your system at the same time as fat, it's going to go collect it and take it to its destination. Okay. And we don't want that to happen. So we're going to eat in a way that controls insulin. So let's use the classic plate of a steak and baked potato. First of all, let me begin with this. If you like steak and baked potato, no one is taking that away from you. You can have it up to 6 days a month. You would just have it on a holiday, all right? So it would just be a holiday. Um, the 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 potato is going to elevate your blood sugar. And then your pancreas is going to secrete insulin. These aren't things that might happen. These are things that happen. I mean, it's just the way our body is designed, and that this is just what it does when we eat certain foods. So that's what happens when you eat a potato. Well, if you choose to have it with the steak, then the fat that's in the steak is going to get collected by the insulin. So we call it the fat bus. And I like to think about it like this. Let's say there's children, they're out there in front of their house or at the front of their neighborhood, and they're waiting on the bus. The bus comes by and picks up those kids and takes them to their destination, which is the school. That's what the fat bus does. Insulin is the fat bus. If you eat something that elevates your blood sugar and insulin is secreted from your pancreas, it is going to collect fat in your body if you've eaten that together. It's just what happens. I can't change that. It's just the way that it is. But now you know. And once you know, you're responsible for what you do with this information. So think about that meal that I created earlier with the carrots. There's really no fat in carrots. They're just the catalyst to fat storage if you were to eat them with fat. But there's no fat in green beans. And in 96% lean ground beef or a chicken breast, there's really no fat in that to be collected either. So that's why that works. There's no real fat in that meal, and the protein and the fiber neutralize the insulin release that came out. So that's a really great bit of information. So this protein plus fat, we don't want to eat it with anything that brings an insulin release because we don't want the fat to be captured. So we're not going to eat a protein plus fat with energy carbs, fruit, or superfoods. Okay, because energy carbs, fruit, and superfoods bring an insulin release, and we are not going to eat a protein plus fat with that. All right. Now, let's have a look over here at this combination chart. This is a basic combination chart. I actually have my favorite combination chart over in lap, I think it's in lap 7. I've forgotten. It's either in lap 6 or lap 7, but it's called an advanced combination chart. And if you want to scoot on over there and look at that advanced combination chart, you can. It's not going to hurt you to use that in the beginning, but we do have this little more basic one right at the beginning. But you've got this blue column. We call this the lifestyle column. And this is fast weight loss. It's fast because it's different than what you're doing now. This yellow column is faster weight loss. In this red column, you are blowtorching fat like you'd blowtorch butter. This is coming off of you right here in this red column, all right? So let's have a look at how you would read one of these little combinations. Each line is just a different combination. It's just a different meal. Okay, so you don't have to eat one combination every single day or anything like that. It's any of these. You could pick any of these lines as a meal. But let me read this to you over in the blue column. This says category 1, lean protein. The plus sign just means eaten with. Category 6, superfood. Eaten with a category 2 fibrous carb. So what this might look like is chicken breast, black beans, green beans, or broccoli. Or maybe you do pintos and collards with some chicken breast. Okay, something like that. That's what that is. Let's come right here. This simply, like category 4, protein plus fat, eaten with a category 2 fibrous carb. This is basically steak and broccoli. And then if we come over here, this is a chicken breast, category 1 lean protein, could be a chicken breast, eaten with, let's just say, some green beans, and it's been cooked up in MCT oil. I'm going to go over MCT oil in just a second because that's another simple swap that we're going to make. So what I want you to know about this is it's really not hard. It's not hard at all. But what you need to do is you need to come up with your favorite lean proteins, your favorite fibrous carbs, your favorite energy carbs, okay? And there is a worksheet in lap 3 that can help you do that. or you can just write them on a sheet of paper. But that is kind of your goal this week. Let everything that Kim says, if I hear it or if I read it on the website, I need to start writing down my lists, because then you can build meals based on the information in this chart. Okay. So let's recap this information. The most important rules of food combining: category 1 lean protein or category 7 shellfish with a category 2 fibrous carb cooked up in MCT oil is your fastest fat burning combination. If you want to eat an energy carb or fruit, so category 3 or category 5, energy carb or fruit, you must eat it with a lean protein, either from category 1 or category 7, and a category 2 fibrous carb. So this is, you must eat it with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. So it's both of them, not just one or the other, it's both. And then we just don't eat category 4 protein plus fats with anything that bring an insulin release, and that would be your energy carbs, your fruit, or your superfoods. Let me say this about superfoods, and if you're taking notes, please write this down. What qualifies a food to be a superfood? It has all 4 macronutrients in it. It's got water in it, protein, fat, and carbs. So it's got all 4 in there. And then this is a very important bit of information, because we teach you how to eat in all different situations where you're going to find yourself. So you need to consider all meat at a restaurant to be a category 4 protein plus fat. What that means is if you go to a restaurant and you think, oh, I want to have some corn. I'm going to order it with a chicken breast and green beans. Well, that still won't work. Here's why. That chicken breast, which you would have cooked at home properly in the right oil, you don't have no idea what oil they cooked it in. So basically, and then I'm sure they didn't use MCT oil or coconut oil or something. Basically what they did was they took a protein and then they turned it into a protein plus fat by cooking it in fat. So you wouldn't want to eat that with the corn, all right? So all meat at a restaurant should be considered a category 4 protein plus fat. And that's just there to keep you safe, because now you know all meat at a restaurant is not going to be ordered with an energy carb, fruit, or superfoods. Basically, you can eat it by itself, or you can have it with a category 2 fibrous carb, which would mean something like cauliflower, broccoli, green beans, side salad, Brussels sprouts, things like that. Funny thing is, or zucchini. I'm telling you what, I have eaten so many different things that I was not eating before Shibboleth, and I've liked it too. I consider Shibboleth, we're going on a nutritional adventure, okay? Just have your mind open, be willing to try new things just for the sake of broadening your horizons and having fun, okay? It's a nutritional adventure, and it's going to be awesome. You're going to love it. But to tell you the truth, we do not make you eat anything that you don't like. So if you're really sitting there going, ooh, gross, I'm not eating that, well, that's okay. You don't have to. So now let's talk about that MCT oil. The MCT stands for medium chain triglyceride. This is very, very important, because this is one of the swaps that we're making. See, in Shibboleth, it's really just a whole bunch of simple swaps, okay? If you're buying one bread that you find out is not approved, then you're going to buy an approved bread. If you're using a tortilla that's not approved, then you're going to do a new tortilla. Okay, so those are simple swaps. And then if you are eating a steak with some baked potato, you're going to simply swap that to a green bean side salad, broccoli, or something like that. Okay, and then this is a simple swap. The oil. Let me just tell you another. I'm going to start saying this. Another hashtag secret alert right here is the MCT oil. Let's see, Patty, I know we do not normally cook in olive oil at home, but someone asked if they did cook chicken in olive oil at home, could they, and would it be a category 4? It would definitely be a category 4. You could. I would just keep that very limited, very, very limited, and that wouldn't be what I wanted to do all the time. And if I was really wanting to like blowtorch my results, I wouldn't do that regularly. But it would be a category 4, yes. Okay. Category 1. I'm not category 1. I'm sorry. Number 1, the most recommended thing that we use is 100% MCT oil. You can also use coconut oil. Now, keep in mind that MCT oil actually comes from coconut oil or palm oil, but coconut oil itself is only 66% MCTs. So it's not 100% MCTs. So what is 100% MCT oil? Basically, it's all the MCTs that have been pulled out of that. They've just separated it and pulled out all the MCTs, and they're not leaving any long chain triglycerides in this, where the other part of this would be a long chain triglyceride. Ghee butter, spelled Ghee, ghee butter. All it is butter that's been clarified. Now, what that means is the milk solids have been pulled out of it. And so all it's left is just the good, healthy, natural fat. This is about 40% MCTs. So you can kind of see that we're coming down in the MCT level, but we do want to make Shibboleth a practical, sustainable, and fun lifestyle. And we need some ghee butter. Okay, we might want some butter. If you like lobster tail, you might want to dip that. If you want shrimp scampi, you're going to need some ghee butter. If you like to dip crab legs, you need some ghee butter. I've even done some chicken dishes in my oven in ghee butter. So you will need some butter at some point, and this would be the butter that you would want to use on an approved day. We also have some other options called I can't believe it's not butter, which is a little spray. You can use the Brummel and Brown yogurt butter, which is so good. And then you can also use 0-calorie cooking spray. Okay. Now let's see. Patty says, I suggest everyone order the MCT oil from the Shibby store. Then you know for sure you've got the right one. That's true. And she's saying, do not put ghee butter in the fridge. Although a lot of the containers will say to refrigerate once you've opened it. And I did that one time, and then I went and made a video, and Patty's reminding everybody of that because I did this. I expected to take my spoon and be able to scoop down into that thing and it be soft. That stuff was hard as a rock. And I was like going like this with my spoon trying to get it out. So you do not have to refrigerate ghee butter. So thank you for reminding us of that, Patty. I appreciate it. And the MCT, let's talk about why this is so awesome. MCT is a medium chain triglyceride, and it has almost no propensity to be stored on your body as fat. Amen. Amen. Hallelujah. I love that. See, I've not bought any other kind of oil since I found this information out. I'm one of those people. I learn it, I apply it, let's do it. Well, what I was buying before, and what most people, are buying before they find this information out, is long chain triglycerides, such as olive oil, canola oil, vegetable oil. They're all long chain triglycerides, LCTs. And they are a longer fat lipid. They take longer to burn through, and they're more dense, so they take longer to break down. They have a great propensity to be stored on your body as fat. Long chain triglycerides. So I think I'll go with the one that has the least propensity to be stored on my body as fat, medium chain triglycerides. Your amount that you could use is 1 tablespoon. So you would not want to use more than 1 tablespoon for a serving. So let's say that you're cooking 1 piece of chicken for yourself in a pan, 1 tablespoon. You wouldn't want to go more than that. But let's say that you're cooking for a family of 5 and you have got 5 chicken breasts in a pan. You could put 5 tablespoons in the pan. Okay, so you can use what you need to with that. That's a good way to think about it. But you can also use 0-calorie cooking spray. And in fact, I had somebody ask me a wonderful question one night. Why would I choose to use medium chain triglycerides, which by the way have 130 calories per tablespoon? Why would I choose to use something that's got 130 calories per tablespoon versus a 0-calorie cooking spray? Well, it's because medium chain triglycerides have a metabolism building effect. So what that means is it's thermogenic. So there's a little heating up process with this oil. And with that little heating up process, it burns a few extra calories, all right? It also has a muscle preserving effect. And if you're doing everything with the proper combinations on Shibboleth, while you are accessing and burning off fat, you're going to be protecting your muscles. No, we might not be building them, but we're also not losing them. Okay. So we're burning off fat. Now, keep in mind, see people ask sometimes, I want to lose weight and build muscle. You cannot do both at the same time because building muscle requires a calorie surplus and losing fat requires a calorie deficit. Oh, by the way, if you're taking notes, there are 3,500 calories in 1 pound of fat. In order to lose 1 pound of fat, you've got to be in a 3,500 calorie deficit. That doesn't happen overnight. That'll happen over a course of a couple of days, okay? But you may see 2 or 3 pounds gone in the first couple of days, and you might be thinking, I didn't get into a 3,500 calorie deficit. How did that happen? Well, when you start putting all this water in your body and your body starts using up the glycogen that's there, all of that stuff weighs something and you're flushing out and you're getting a really good cycle going and your body will normalize pretty quickly. The Lord has created us very wonderfully and we will normalize pretty quickly. And if we'll do these things. So the other thing I like to say about this is you're hearing me say really great things about medium chain triglycerides, but I want to make you aware that we only use them for 3 reasons only: cooking, pot, pan, grill, however you're cooking, recipe. It's also cooking, but I just like to separate them out, and making approved salad dressings. Those are the 3 ways we're going to use MCT oil. What I don't want you to do is take it as a supplement because sometimes people hear me saying these good things and they think, oh, it's going to help me burn fat. Well, no, it's not. It's still 130 calories. It is going to help you burn fat if used appropriately, but not just taken as a supplement. Never feel like you need to get it in. You don't. Okay. You use it appropriately with cooking. We are not going to make bulletproof coffee, so don't put it in your coffee. Coffee is a pre-digested drink. There is nothing to slow down any fat absorption in that. So you don't want to put it in your coffee. We're not going to put it in our shakes or do other random things with it. We use it for those 3 purposes only. And if you're not doing one of those purposes, then you just don't use it. Okay. Now, how do I make a decision on when do I use MCT oil and when do I use 0-calorie cooking spray? If I am cooking a lean protein, whether it's coming from category 1 or category 7, I use MCT oil. But if I am cooking a protein plus fat, guess what it's already got in it? Fat. I don't need to add fat to it. So I use 0-calorie cooking spray with my protein plus fats. And then I use ghee butter when I need something with that butter flavor. Let's see. When using MCT oil, yes, thank you. When using MCT oil, cook on low to medium heat because it has a very low smoke point. Otherwise, it will set off your smoke detector, okay? So make sure that you cook on low to medium heat. Most meat tastes better when you cook it a little bit lower and slower anyway. So that's just a tip for you so you're not surprised on burning down the house. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up with the next few slides. There's 4 slides left, but it goes really quick. We want to remain in EFB as often as possible. On your first perfect day, you are going to get a green check in your timing chart. On your second perfect day, you're going to get another green check in your timing chart. It takes those 2 perfect days to get rid of insulin and glycogen from your body. And then on that 3rd day, you are getting a flame because you are in EFB, baby. That's funny, Patty. EFB, baby, okay? Then you want to string as many efficient fat burning days together as you can. Let's get some flame streaks going, all right? We are striving for perfect days, but planned or unplanned, a holiday is coming. We are living life, right? We got birthdays and anniversaries and graduations and real holidays. We've got things to celebrate, okay? But we don't need to treat every single day like it's a celebration, okay? We should enjoy our days and eat good foods, but we need to be doing the right thing on those days. So then after a holiday, it simply takes 2 perfect days again to get back into efficient fat burning. And then what do you do again? Get a flame streak on your calendar. String as many efficient fat burning days together as you can. And then, planned or unplanned, a holiday is coming. Now, if you will keep those holidays 6 or under in a calendar month, and those other 24 to 25 days, truly perfect days, you are going to get amazing and awesome results. And I just want to tell you, if you go ahead and start applying this now, you can lose 7 to 10 pounds in the next 7 to 10 days, because I did it. Many, many people do it. So keep this in mind. This is very important. When we are in EFB, efficient fat burning, our body is going to burn fat, which is stored energy, for the energy that we need, rather than easily accessible sources of energy, such as unapproved oils and starchy or sugary carbs. So keep in mind, when you're having those perfect days, you're eating in a way that controls insulin and you're not using unapproved oils. See, unapproved oils, you know, are you like me? Are you a person of path of least resistance? Most people are. Why would people choose to take the harder path unless they just had to for some reason? Most people would choose to take the path of least resistance, or at least one that's going to cause them the least pain. Our bodies are the same way. If we have an easily accessible source of energy, such as unapproved oils or starchy or sugary carbs, then we have our body has easily accessible energy. It's going to have to burn through that. And guess what? If you're giving it this stuff, it's barely ever, if ever, making it to the stored energy. And it's the stored energy that we're after. So if we don't give our body unapproved oils and starchy and sugary carbs, we eat in a way that controls insulin, or approved freebies, an approved extra, approved snack, all of it's got to be, in our food library. We eat that, then guess what? We are burning fat for the energy that we need rather than this stuff. This is good news. This is good news. You have just heard tonight in 1 hour how to change your life with eating. It's exciting news. Okay, Patty says you can absolutely lose 10% starting weight in 30 days. Yes, get fired up about that. And Patty has lost 86.5 pounds since October 2020. Woo! Get excited, learn this, and do it. Okay, Manette, do you combine 1 lean protein with 1 fibrous carb, or can I do 2 fibrous carbs with 1 lean protein? You can do that, Manette. You just want to make sure that, like, your lean protein is going to be under this hand and your fibrous carbs are going to be under this hand. So maybe you put 1 here and 1 here. So you don't want to have more than what fits underneath your hand, but you can do 2 under there. Yes, you can. Okay. You're welcome. So let's recap what the fat bus is. The fat bus is insulin. Insulin is a growth hormone, a fat storage hormone. Now, think about this. After we get finished growing, if there's growth hormone constantly surging in our body, we're not growing taller, we're growing wider. So this thing has got to be controlled. If you are pre-diabetic or diabetic, this is going to help out too. Insulin also increases appetite. Have you ever eaten a bowl of ice cream and then you wanted chips and then you wanted a pickle and then you wanted a cookie and then you wanted a bowl of cereal? And you're like, oh my goodness, what is going on? Insulin will send your appetite off the charts, and you just need to make sure that you're aware of that, because sometimes until people get used to the lifestyle, after a holiday, they're slightly hungry the next day. Well, it's because they've got insulin in there and it's increasing the appetite. We got to know that. So after an insulin release, fat storage will occur for up to 48 hours, meaning that you're out of efficient fat burning, because it's not burning, it's storing. After the fat bus has been on its rounds, it takes 2 perfect days to get back into EFB. Now, what am I going to eat this week? You simply make a list of 7 favorite lean proteins from category 1 or category 7. Make a list of 7 fibrous carbs from category 2, and then just mix and match. pick something from the lean protein category and something from the fibrous carb category. And if you have some MCT oil, cook it up in that. If you don't, use something else that you've got that's approved and eat it. It's that simple. Throw in a few meal replacements for simplicity. If you're eating Pop-Tarts now, we got to figure out what your Pop-Tart void replacement is. That's right. Michelle says, keep it simple this week. And Michelle has lost 75. Michelle, tell me what the updated number is, pounds. So we got Patty Bass and Michelle Harper telling y'all these extra things that they've had great success. Okay. Keep it super simple in the beginning, and then you will branch out as you continue to live and learn the lifestyle. So the last thing, I want you to take advantage of our awesome resources. Make sure that if you are a Facebook user, that you get into our support groups. If you're not a Facebook user, please know that absolutely everything that you need to live and learn the lifestyle is on the website, and you can also be right here in the Zoom room. Familiarize yourself with our awesome website. That's what Fast Track is for. Fast Track is there to help shorten your learning curve on how to learn the website. The website's not hard. It's just got multiple resources that you want to fully know how to use. And I'll help you do that this week in Fast Track. I want you to make a mentor appointment. Okay, Michelle says that she's lost right at 75 pounds since March of 2020. Congratulations, Michelle. That is awesome. Yes, and Patty Bass is saying that the support groups will motivate you and reach out and ask questions. And Michelle says there's nothing wrong with eating approved peanut butter and jelly sandwiches if you have to this week. I do want you to make a mentor appointment because you can get to know our mentors with the appointments. It's important for you to know who you're talking with, who you're chatting with, and the mentor appointments are available through mentor.genbook.com. I would like for you to schedule a mentor appointment though for next week, not like starting tomorrow, but the next week. The reason being is I want you to focus on Fast Track this week so that you can actually have a really good, more intelligent conversation with awesome Tabitha, that's fabulous, with the mentor. Okay, so that is wonderful. So focus on Fast Track this week by working through each of the Fast Track laps. And welcome to the Shibboleth family, y'all. Stay close to the community. We all know that the closer we stay to each other, the more connected we feel, and that connection is so very, very important. So I'm going to do one last thing before we hop off. I'm going to show you what Fast Track is that I have mentioned several times. Let's see. Patty says the mentors are amazing. You can also chat with them right here. See in this bottom right-hand corner where it says need help? That chat feature is monitored Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Joni Shibboleth, and if you're on Facebook and you see these names, Joni Shibboleth, Missy Shibboleth, Kim Shibboleth, which by the way, I am not Kim Shibboleth, I'm Kim Danke, but the Shibboleth ladies, that's not their real last name. That's just the name of the company, and they're using that so that they can monitor Facebook and have their Facebook accounts to do that. But Joni works Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Missy works Monday through Friday from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. And that's typically who you're going to be having your mentor appointments with. And then Kim Shibboleth also does mentor appointments too. But these are the ladies that are monitoring this chat. When you see this envelope here, thank you, Manette. I'm glad. That's awesome. See, this envelope means that they are currently not there. But if you send it, it's going to go to an email, and then they'll reply when they get back in their working hours. If you see that there during the work week from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., it just means they're on a mentor call. And you can email them, they'll email you back once they get off that call. But if it looks like a little chat bubble right there, it means they're available at that time and you can just chat with them. Okay, so let's have a look at Fast Track. If you're brand new, Fast Track should open up to you immediately when you log into your account. But once you've been playing around in there and stuff and you've gone off of Fast Track, you go to your dashboard. Also, Michelle says, welcome to the Shibboleth family. Join us on the Shibby Show weekday mornings around 7:30, 7:45. Yes, thank you for reminding everybody of that, Michelle. And Patty Bass says, y'all can do this. We are family. It is. Y'all just know that we've all been where you are and want to see you succeed more than anything. Awesome, Manette. That's wonderful. Now, Manette, I got a question for you. Do you mean that you did every step in every lap, like all the laps, meaning checking off all the boxes and all the laps? Because that right there, let me know if that's what that means. Oh, boo. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to do a little explaining of that real quick. So this is the fast track laps. I do not have a night that I go over all of this. So this is something that you're going to want to do maybe when you get off of here tonight, okay, or maybe tomorrow. This video right here is a short little tutorial video about this. But this is the way this page works. Yay. Okay, awesome, Manette. Now, that's very important. The 14 fast track videos, once you watch those, you do get this badge and it says complete, but it really isn't complete. Fast Track's not complete until you mark off every box in all the 7 laps, because that's the little curriculum that I take you through this week. But Manette, what you did is extremely important, because you passing that test and getting that badge opened up your full food library, full recipe library, and full restaurant guide to you. When before, if you didn't have that badge, it was a limited viewing, because we don't need people to be confused until they've at least watched the 14 little videos and kind of have watched tonight and are starting to get a picture of all of it. Okay, so good job, Manette. Now, what that means is right here in lap 3, the food library is going to be the full food library for you. And when we get over here to lap 4, the full recipe library is there for you. Yeah, so you did a good thing. It's just that I also want you to make sure that you complete every lap. I mean, every task and every lap. Okay, so lap 1, y'all, what you do is you read this paragraph. You can watch this video, but if you hover your mouse over the task, the black box pops up. This is the information box about that task. So what you do is you read it, and then you do it, and then you click the box that you've done it. And then what Manette did is she watched the 14 fast track videos right here and she passed the test. Yay, that opens up the rest of the stuff that you need in fast track. So there's a check right there. So actually, Manette, just to let you know, if you go over here into lap 2, since you've earned that badge, you can go ahead and mark that check box right there. I have it right there just to make sure that everybody has taken it before they move over into lap 3. But if you've already done it, just go ahead and mark that check box. Okay, and then when you see right here where it says welcome packet and guidelines, all the way down through meal plan worksheet, those are some printables. So just like you'd want a welcome packet and guidelines, you want a combination chart, you want Travis's fast start meal ideas. These are all your printable things, like you are starting and you need your welcome stuff. That's it. These, if you are a Facebook user, these are joining the groups and liking the public page. If you are not a Facebook user, check these boxes just like they're done. Okay, just go ahead and check them. And then in lap 2 is very, very important. First of all, there's a tutorial video right there about it. Okay. And then you read the black box. Now keep in mind, this black box is different for every single task. This black box is like, what's Kim want me to know about doing this task? I wrote it in the black box. So read the black box and then do this. This is actually a very fun lap, okay? Because you're going to look for what your ideal weight would be. You're going to do a full body assessment. You're going to complete your profile, making sure to record your starting weight and starting measurements. You're going to take a before, front, and side picture and upload to your account. You're going to write your why. There's going to be days you don't want to do this, and you're going to need to know your why. You're going to revisit that why on those days. If you miss one of the 7 webinars this week, they're housed right here. And so you'll be able to access those there. This is the website I'm going to use tomorrow night to teach the 1-hour class on food combining. And this just reminds you to take your fast track quiz if you haven't, because we need your full libraries to be open to you for the rest of the laps. And then lap 3 through lap 7 is us exploring the website. So you're going to want to join us for that. It's every night at 7:30 for a week. But if you can't make it one night, it'll be right here. Watch the daily fast track webinars. So that's where you're going to go, and you're going to work through those things. Let's see. Patty Bass, what's she saying? I went through fast track more than once. I took notes, asked questions until I learned it. Don't be discouraged. This is an education, so there is a learning curve. You cannot fail if you reach out. Yes, she's right. You can't, because we will support you. We will give you lots and lots of support. But I want you to go into this thinking one very important thing. Forget anything that you thought you knew about nutrition. Because if you'll humble yourself and forget anything that you thought you knew, because I thought I knew a lot about nutrition, but one of the very first things Travis said was, forget anything that you thought you knew. That's a humbling experience. Do that. Learn this. It will work. We have never had anybody say it didn't work for them if they applied it. If you don't apply it, nothing works. So, okay. Well, I hope that y'all have had fun. Normally, we have a little webinar that's going on called How I Overcame Food Addiction and Lost Weight, but it is Jason Whitener was going to do it, but it's his birthday and it's July 4th, and everybody else had plans. And so we're not doing it. So that is not happening tonight. So what Michelle was talking about, your next opportunity to connect with us will be tomorrow morning, sometime between 7:30, 7:45-ish. I say that because I got to get down here and get ready and then come down here and do my webinar. Not a webinar. It's on Facebook. If you don't have Facebook, it will be popped over into the journal when I get it uploaded. So you're welcome, Elise. I'm so thankful to be here tonight. I am. I do this every night. Hey, Jennifer Martin, I'm glad you're on here with me. I'm looking to see who else was here. Hey, Kathy and Dixie and Kim. Hey, everybody. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you, Patty. I appreciate it. But I'm going to go out back and upload my exercise video from today. And we'll see you in the morning for the Shibby Show. It's on the Shibboleth public page. It's morning motivation and daily devotion just to keep us connected and motivated. And we do everything for hashtag Shibboleth for his glory. It's all about learning how to take care of his temple. Yes. You can, yes. Elise asks, do we come back tonight to this same link for tomorrow night? Yes, same link. Same link. All right. Y'all have a great night. I'll see you later.